What's up, fight fans? This is Kurtaville with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Canelo Alvarez, Edgar Berlanga, Mexico, Conra, Puerto Rico, in full effect for the unified super middleweight championships of the world. We have these two guys, and as you guys been waiting for, as you asked me, as you demanded, here it is. This is Canelo Alvarez versus Edgar Berlanga, the fight prediction, okay? So when we come into the fight prediction, we have to bring in the classic tale of the tape. That's right. Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Edgar Berlanga. We have a record of 61-2-2 for Canelo Alvarez with 39 knockouts, okay, and that brings his knockout percentage to 63.93% for Canelo versus 22-0 for Edgar Berlanga. No losses, no draws, no whammies, 17 by knockout, and that puts his knockout percentage at 77.27%. Okay, weight, of course, is at 168. Height is 5'7" for Canelo, or 5'7.5" for Canelo, versus 6'1" for Edgar Berlanga. He is a tall guy. 78 inches and a half and reach for Canelo Alvarez versus 73-inch reach for Edgar Berlanga. Both orthodox fighters. 134 age for Canelo, and Edgar Berlanga 27. And that's classic from what we're going to see the week after with Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois is 27. Anthony Joshua is also 34. So I found that kind of interesting. However, the keys of victory for Edgar Berlanga, he has to hurt Canelo early to get the respect. He has to hurt him early and has to keep hurting him, and he hopes that hopefully he cracks that chin, because the chin of Canelo Alvarez has tested the just tested time from punch to punch, from fighter to fighter, from Triple G to Kovalev to Bivol to Mayweather to Lara. You know, a lot of these guys have tried. Even Callum Smith, he's been in there with some heavy punchers. Jaime Munguia, you know. And I say it like this: Canelo Alvarez has a good chin. Berlanga has a decent chin. He's been down before. Canelo has never been down. In all of his fights, he has never tasted the canvas. So that tells you something about his balance, and it tells you something about his chinny chin. Okay. Edgar Berlanga, with 17 knockouts, with 22 wins. I think he's very inexperienced for this fight. But the good news is Canelo Alvarez is not a guy that you have to go running and looking for. He is not a Steve Rose, because I remember Edgar Berlanga showed his frustration with somebody that could box and get out of dodge, take a walk around the block and come back and do the same thing, repeat the process, and Edgar Berlanga didn't like that. He won't have that with Canelo Alvarez. That won't be the case. However, Canelo loves that too. He loves someone that comes forward, that gives him opportunities. Because when you come forward and take the fight to Canelo, him being a boxer, puncher, counterpuncher, that gives him everything he needs. And based on that, I see Canelo Alvarez beating up Edgar Berlanga, showing Edgar Berlanga who and what a counterpuncher is and supposed to be. Canelo's going to show him. Okay. Now, Berlanga may like that, but I think Berlanga needs to worry about defense. I think he leaves himself open. I think he takes pictures with punches. And I don't know if I think he can improve, but I think that's only after they figure out that Edgar Berlanga will need more defense and more training. Because what I can see about Edgar Berlanga, I mean, everyone for the last 3 or 4 years have been praising his punching power, but he was an up-and-coming prospect. Not anybody on the level of Canelo. So, you know, I don't really see, you know, the point of putting Edgar in there now with somebody like Canelo, because even when Canelo was against some guys like Floyd Mayweather and Erislandy Lara, he had over 40 fights. You know, this guy, he's had 22 fights, right? So it's like, okay, you know, is it time? And I don't know. We'll see. You know, but I don't think Edgar Berlanga will make it to the final bell unless he is one tough mother sucker. Now, I will tell you this. The Puerto Rico versus Mexico rivalry will bring some type of element of excitement, okay? If it's not between the fighters, it's definitely going to be with the fans because that always brings them out and they have some great rivalries together, okay? And I think that's what Canelo was trying to do. You know, the fight's doing well, but I really just don't see Edgar Berlanga having the experience. And I think it's a matter of time when Canelo lands certain shots. And here's the deal. My prediction, I think Berlanga's tough. But I don't even think that the punching, like the left hook or the right uppercut, I don't even think those will be punches that will hurt Berlanga. You know what I think Canelo will take Berlanga out with? Because it's going to be a stoppage. It's going to be to the body. He's going to take Berlanga to the body. Why? Because Canelo is 5'7.5". Berlanga is 6'1". He is going to exploit that body like he did Callum Smith, like he did Rocky Fielding, like he did Kovalev. He's going to go to that body and have a feels day, a frenzy. That's what's going to happen. I don't see Edgar Berlanga coming with anything that could hurt Canelo besides power. That's the only thing he has to do. You know, like I said early in my live stream, well, probably yesterday now, James Kirkland was reported the hardest puncher that Canelo Alvarez faced. And look what he did to that man. He knocked that man out in dynamic fashion. And it was brutal. I see Canelo doing the same thing to Edgar Berlanga. Now the question is, will Canelo take out Berlanga like he said he was going to do? Because Berlanga's going away. He's going to be defeated. The good thing is he's got a payday. He has a payday, right? Payday. He's getting a payday. But I don't see him doing anything to hurt Canelo Alvarez because regardless of what people think, and I've said it too, Canelo Alvarez is not the fighter he used to be a few years ago. He's not. He is not. However, he is good enough to beat someone like Berlanga with his inexperience. So that won't work for Berlanga. Unless Berlanga knocks out Canelo Alvarez, there is no way that he will win this fight. You asked me for a fight prediction. This is an easy one. Canelo Alvarez by stoppage with body punishment. Because he's going to check the head. If he don't go down for the head, he's definitely going to the body with somebody that tall that leaves his body open like Berlanga. Because Berlanga has a tendency to throw shots and leave himself open. Because again, he puts a lot of leverage in these shots, which leaves you open by default, right? And Canelo's going to know that, and he's going to go to the body, and he's going to beat up Edgar Berlanga's solar plexus, kidney, or liver, and other side of his body. But I see Berlanga going down with a body shot. But you guys tell me what you think about this breakdown between Canelo Alvarez and Edgar Berlanga. Mexico versus Puerto Rico. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunched. Peace.